Ryu, are you practicing with Shuriken? You're pretty good.
Yep, I used to play baseball back in the day. So I've got solid aim. With this, I can take down enemies from far away.
Actually, Shuriken were mostly used in close combat, you know?
What? I thought the whole point was to throw them from a distance 'cause it looks cool. That's a real shocker.
Yeah, movies and novels really make ninja tools look flashy. But in reality, they were used in more practical, less dramatic ways. Today, I'll share 3 surprising trivia points about ninja weapons and tools. You might see them differently after this. First, let's talk about Shuriken. Most people picture throwing them from a distance to take down enemies. But actually, Shuriken were more like support weapons used in close-range combat.
No way. I always thought ninjas would just throw them from far away like a boss.
Nope. Shuriken were often used to distract or confuse enemies. For example, if your opponent's about to swing their sword, you throw a shuriken to make them flinch. That gives you a moment to escape or strike with a different weapon.
So, instead of taking them down directly, it's more like, hey, back off for a sec.
Exactly. The goal was to scare or confuse the enemy. Since they weren't super deadly, they were mainly used for distraction or escaping.
Ah, so it's like making the enemy go whoa, and then slipping away.
Pretty much. Throwing shuriken accurately took a lot of training, too. You had to consider things like wind direction, distance, and the weight of the shuriken. It required some serious skill.
Alright then, next training session, I'll focus on close combat. Time to start scaring my enemies, ninja style.
Don't you have other more important things to do than ninja training?
So, what's the next trivia? Is it about that walking on water ninja trick? I see it all the time in anime. Looks so cool.
Ah, you're talking about the water spider, right? It does show up a lot in fiction, but in reality, ninjas didn't use it to walk on water. They used it underwater.
Wait, what? You're telling me ninjas couldn't strut across water? Like in the movies?
That's right. The water spider was a floating device made of bamboo or wood. And ninjas used it to stay underwater and move quietly close to the surface without being seen. They'd use it to spy on enemies or escape unnoticed.
So, instead of a water runway, they were sneaking around underwater like stealthy fish, huh?
Exactly. The water spider boosted their buoyancy, helping them move quietly, or even like flippers, letting them cross rivers faster when enemies were watching bridges.
Ah, I see. So, the water spider was more like an underwater stealth tool. Man, real ninjas sure did a lot of sneaky stuff.
That's right, while it wasn't glamorous, ninjas were all about quietly deceiving the enemy.
I was hoping to sprint across water like in the movies. But I guess the reality is more like sneaking around in the water. Dreams crushed.
The real world of ninjas isn't quite as dreamy. It took a lot more patience than what we see in fiction.
Well, even if I can't run on water, sneaking around underwater sounds pretty cool too.
The last trivia for today is about how ninjas use everyday items as weapons.
Oh, like the kitchen knife we use at home?
Exactly. Ninja missions often focused on gathering information or scouting. So they disguise themselves as farmers or townsfolk to avoid suspicion. That's why it was essential to use ordinary items as weapons while blending in.
Oh, I get it now. So, they fought with everyday tools, right?
Yep. For example, the kama, a sickle used in farming. While it's a tool for cutting grass, ninjas would use 2 of them to fight, hooking enemies' legs to knock them down.
Hooking someone with a small sickle? That's sneaky.
And then there's the kitchen knife. It was commonly used as a short blade, making it easy for ninjas to carry around and be ready for close combat. They might look like an innocent townsfolk, But one quick move with the kitchen knife, and, well, you get the idea.
Whoa, so the kitchen knife could turn into a deadly weapon. That's kind of scary.
Ninjas also used straw cloaks to blend in, disguising themselves as simple farmers. These cloaks helped them infiltrate enemy territories unnoticed, or even hide in tall grass.
So they looked like regular farmers, but they were really the ultimate stealth experts.
Exactly. Even tools like wooden sticks, hoes, or brooms became weapons. With advanced martial arts skills, ninjas could use these everyday items to disarm or disable enemies.
I always thought ninjas only used swords. But they even fought with brooms? That's wild.
Ninjas also got creative with furoshiki, a traditional wrapping cloth. They could tie it into a rope for climbing or use it as a disguise. What looked like a regular piece of fabric could be a ninja's secret weapon.
Wait, even furoshiki. Ninjas really knew how to make the most out of anything.
Yep, in the ninja world, any household item could become a tool or weapon. Their genius was in making the most out of what they had.
Got it. From now on, when I grab the kitchen knife or broom, I'll channel my inner ninja.
Please don't. Just do your chores normally. So, today we've covered some surprising facts about ninja weapons and tools. I bet you were all pretty surprised, right?
Alright, see you all in the next video.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.